Stephanie. How are you?
Wow, that was a big lead up. Hi, I'm good. How are
I
you?
know. I hope we can live up to that now. Um,
Right.
I'm doing good. I just want to make sure that everything's working here. Is the show going live? Looks like it is. Yay.
Yay.
Hello to everyone. Good. We've got a good little group in the room already. Thanks for joining us early, guys. Today we're going to be going through your genre picks. Now, let me just explain what that means because I kind of made this up as a competition theme, but I think it's a fun one. I shoot people. So for me, I would enter what I think is the best example of a people shot. So demonstrating the skills you need or just my favorite people shot. Steph does martial arts stuff, so she could enter that genre of combat, for example. If you do landscape, then so it's basically what is the style you shoot and what's your favorite or what you think is the best one. So we're not going to be comparing all the landscape shots against each other. It's still completely open, but it means it's open topic, and I'll be thinking about, Steph can go about it however she likes, but I'll be thinking about, does this bird photo, like, is it the best possible bird photo? How would it be better for that genre? So there's some different tests for different things, like a cluttered scene in street can work great, but then for a safari shot, you might want to frame it up in a different way. So that's our overall thing. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get to our honored and much respected guest, Stephanie. It's good to have you back. I've already announced what the next live show is going to be, but I haven't decided when it's going to be. It'll be roughly in a month. So the theme is up there now, controlled light. So you can think of that however you want. It could be natural or created. And I will update the page after this show with how to enter and timeline, that kind of thing. Yes, Stephanie, how the heck are you? It's been 2 lifetimes since I saw you.
I know it has been such a long time. So many things have been happening. Let's see. I mean, as per usual, I've been very, very busy. Shoots, commercial work, traveling for work. But I'm excited because this weekend I'm actually going to be in New York
What, what?
for the HBO Urban Action Showcase Film
It's
Festival that I
that
go
time
to
again.
every single year. Yep,
Yeah.
it's that time of year again. Except usually they do it in November, but this year they did it in October. So they changed it. But yeah, so super excited about that. We have a table again. And we have a couple films in the showcase, so
What does that
it'll be
mean? You
fun.
have a table, like, so it's kind of like an expo as well, where people. So is it
Hmm.
like Comic Con kind of, where it's or
Kind
this is like
of.
a film festival and a
So
show
it's like a typical
expo.
film festival, but you have like a booth. Like you can choose to have a booth if you want. We got discovered by Michael Jai White because one year I decided, hey, let's just get a table, and then that's kind of how we ended up getting a lot of work with other people as well. So I was like, all right, let's just kind of get a table every single year now. We just set it up. We promote our Patreon, we sell merch, we get to talk to everybody, and it's a lot easier for people to find us if we have a table
Gotcha.
because
I
they're
just
like, oh, you're right there.
my mind just started running away on me, imagining how you guys met, and I think you should probably make it as a short film. I'm thinking like somebody bumps into him, and then like a fight breaks out, and one by one he fights you and Ange and Joey, and then there's respect and something something.
I
I'm
I
thinking
wish it
Joey's
was
coming
that
back from
great.
the cafeteria carrying like 3 hot dogs and sees you guys getting your ass beat and runs in to help, that kind of thing. No
I
offense, but I
wish.
think Michael J. White's a pretty good fighter, so
I mean,
no
he's
offense.
he's such a sweet guy, but yes, he is very health conscious, so he would totally call us out for eating unhealthy.
Oh, that's
Um,
good. So he should
yeah.
smack Joey's hot dog out of his hand.
Yeah, for
There we go.
sure.
There we go.
That's very realistic. I mean,
Thank.
he did beat us up and like we did a couple YouTube videos for him on his channel. Joey and Ange, they were dressed up as ninjas.
As you do.
Yep.
There you go. Thank you to everyone who confirmed that the audio is good. Always appreciate your feedback because it's so far between these things. It's like I need to retrain myself how to do everything each time we do one of these live shows. But I think we're dialed in now,
Hmm.
so next month should be even easier. We're going to get into the photos because we had a lot of entries this time. I just want to remind you guys, just like Steph going to the action showcase every year. Each year I help out with a charity fundraiser called the 5-Day Deal, and this time it's ending today. You've probably seen
Oh,
I've put out a few videos over the last week that have a promo for it in there. And I know from history and just experience that a lot of people like to leave it to the last minute to check it out or to pull the trigger. So it's less than 24 hours now. So if you haven't, please check it out. And I would really appreciate whether you buy it or you check it out and it's not for you, if you'd share it with your photographer friends, because it is great value. And for those who are in the market, it could be great for them. And it's a charity fundraiser. So once their time is over, we can't raise any more money for them. So if you can get the word out, I would really appreciate it. Now,
what's your
Steph,
free bonus this year?
good question. Well, so I actually have 2 courses in the main thing. So
Ooh.
Educating Steph is in there. The challenge is that because I've been doing it for like 5 years now, they never repeat anything. So I always have to find something new to share. And then also if I'm giving a bonus. So I've got Educating Steph and then my travel photography guide are in 2 different parts of the bundle. And then for those who in our community that put on my list by using my link, I filmed a mobile phone photography guide that I just kind of forgot to put live. So it's never been live. I actually filmed it with Yasmin. So I updated it for 2025 and that'll be the bonus. And I see
Wait,
Steph,
from Yasmin? How
yes,
long ago was that? Oh my gosh.
it's been a minute, but the general tips on how to get the best from your phone still apply, and then we updated it
Yeah.
for the latest phones. So yeah, that's what you can get, plus dozens of other stuff from other people. So let's jump in. Now, what do you think, Steph? Because we have so many entries. Shall we kind of go rapid fire, give it
Mm-hmm.
3 each, and then if you want
Sure.
to jump in, feel free. So let me get the ball rolling. Let me switch us over to that. So I am showing the names on this one. I often like to hide that so we judge them blind, but it'd be hard for me and Steph to know we're looking at the same images if we don't have the name. So Aaron Houston and his landscape. I don't know if such a thing, but it's more of a skyscape and then a
Mm-hmm.
waterscape and then a seascape. I think the sky looks epic. I do quite like the color toning. I think the gradient filter to darken down the sky is a bit heavy and you can really see it along the horizon. And whilst the edit on the sky itself is good, the haloing it's leaving on the headland for me is a bit too halo-y, but it's still a nice shot. I don't know how to, we have 70, so I better just keep the pics under control. So
Yeah.
if it's a pic, it's a pic. Anya Harsh, this is a bird photo. Yes, it is. I'm going to give that a pic. I think it's really cool. I do think the exposure of the highlights could come up a bit to bring the bird out, or just a really simple mask. Probably this will take 5 seconds if I do it here. Select subject, boom, it got the bird, and then boom, we can bring up the whites, bring down the shadows again. So that's how it looks after, before, yeah, it looks quite different. I think it's nice. I'm giving it a pick. 3, and I've taken the names off. What have I done? There we go. And Angel Franco, landscape. Again, it's your take, of course, Angel, but for me, I wouldn't think of having the road in there as a typical landscape. I also think the way the clouds and the top of the hill have been darkened down the same as the last one, it's a little bit not perfectly done in terms of an edit. I think it's a great scene. I'm just not sure about the vantage point. It looks like standing, how to explain it? You're up high shooting down on the road. I think the cooler shot could have been if the road were going up into the scene. Although it kind of works fine, I just wonder if it would be better if you went down 20 feet so you got the guardrail and the 2 signs on the left of the frame out, so it was just the road going into nature. Stephanie, Ansnekuntun Mr. Noonan's macro shot of a
Oh,
snowflake.
macro. Is that real? Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
he sent a fairly long email about how it's done. So, you will see on the top left, it's not 100% sharp, but just keep in mind how tiny this is and how crazy a macro it
That's
is. This is more of a
crazy.
technical demonstration rather than I don't know what you'd call it,
I-
like having to be
I'm
perfect. Yeah.
I want to say this is so cool. I would just give it a pick because I can't even imagine the technical knowledge and just trying to get that before it like melts. I mean, I that's cool. Also, it's interesting how the center part of it, there's like color to it, so I'm not really
Yeah,
sure
my guess,
how.
I'm guessing that's where it's making contact, and that I don't know if it requires glue to stay in place, but yeah, it looks like it's an adhesive or something, but then I don't know how tiny that would be.
Yeah,
Someone
how tiny is
suggested
this?
rotating it a little so it's more upright, so I'm just trying that. And then I don't want to mess with his picture because he knows what you do for snowflake shots, but I feel like bringing up the highlights there, it looks like a crest of like an old
Mm-hmm.
family or something. And then I think it would be worth getting out all of the other junk in the shot whilst it tells the story of what you did. I do think if you had it just on a perfect black background, it might work better. So that's how it came in anyway. Sorry,
That's
Steph, this
cool.
is your photo. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I said pick, but it's kind of cool when you like zoom in, you can actually see like I guess where the water freezes and whatnot. So I think that's really awesome.
Nice.
Okay.
Arsalan butt. Oh,
Did she get hurt? I need to know more. Wait, you can't just show me a picture like this and not give me the full story. I can't even tell if she was trying to help her or
I
actually hit her with
reckon
it.
the person on the
Um,
left was hitting the ball. You see the ball leaving them, and she was trying to block it and maybe got in the way of
oh.
the stick. Looks a bit
I
off
do
level.
like the composition though, because I do like the fact that the ball is still in frame. I
Agree.
feel like something like this, the ball would normally be cropped out and you wouldn't really understand it, but because the ball is in frame, I really like that. It seems kind of level, but it's really hard to tell because the net isn't exactly like the best gauge, but
You can tell
yeah.
from the pole, something like this would be a bit more level. That's probably why they
Okay.
didn't, because leveling it, you lose the ball or you lose their feet.
Oh.
So that makes
No,
sense.
I'd rather keep the ball. Yeah.
Agree. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a like for our snowflake. This one we'll leave for now, or
I do like it though.
you can just go on a pick bonanza if you want. Okay.
I know. Okay, well, this is a different genre, so can I just still pick it? Like,
I already put it in, assuming you were, and moved to the next one. Bill Riley.
okay.
What is it?
Um,
Every shot seems to be off level so far.
yeah, I was gonna say this one doesn't seem leveled. Travel. I don't know if I would feel like this is travel, cause like,
See,
okay, I
if
guess,
you live or you're really familiar with London, it's not travel. If it's your first time there seeing a
yeah.
big red bus and Big Ben, then it's a travel shot.
Um, in a weird way, like I kind of wish it was framed wider, but then again, you're gonna get all of the headlights from other cars because you could already see it from the far right. It looks like it's cropped a little bit on the top of Big Ben. Also, I mean, and
Guys,
I'm not, I
sorry, you go
don't
ahead.
know what, I feel like maybe there was stuff done in post to make Big Ben brighter, or is it usually that bright? I don't know.
I don't know.
But
It probably is bigger than the
yeah.
rest of the building in the background. But I wonder what's been done as well. Just looking at
Hmm.
it, it's an ISO 1000 shot on the Canon R5. It seems messy as hell. So I don't know if something's been done back there. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think the level thing, and then I get it, you were at 24 mil. That's probably all the width you had. But not getting the top of Big Ben, I think or whatever that tower that Big Ben is in, is,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, my turn. 3. Let's see how fast I can go. Brad Lashua. Oh, what a cute little baby. This looks like a scan of an old film shot or something. There's something really wispy and kind of, it's not a criticism, but not sharp, and it all just feels a little bit silky or something to the shot. I quite like it as a portrait. Yeah, I think it's fine. I guess if this is your niece, it's a portrait. If it's me traveling to the Philippines, then it's a travel portrait. Cute shot. Kosuza architecture. It's difficult shooting snowy scenes with a completely whited out sky because you just end up with so much white that isn't really giving you much. And despite this having darks and highlights, looking at the histogram, there's actually no blacks and no perfect whites in it. So there's a lot of gray at the top end. No metadata otherwise to judge it on. I think it's a fine travel snapshot, but if we're talking about architecture shots, it doesn't kind of jump off the page at me. Charles Temkin, goddamn, that's a cute little birdie bird. I like it. The edit, it's super punchy, maybe a little overdone, but I actually really like it. I think the crop can definitely be improved. I think the shot would look a whole lot better. Brought in a little from the top, more from the right and bottom. I'll just do it as a demonstration. Just a reminder, if this is your first time watching our live show, guys, this is just two idiots' opinions. Don't feel offended if you, or don't feel free to disagree with us. It's just an opinion. But I think that kind of a crop would be a better thing. But I still think it's a killer shot, and as a wildlife shot, really great demonstration of, there's a lot going on there. There's the color separation, the focus is great, no distractions, a lot of great stuff going on there. So I'm gonna give that a pick. And that was quick. Steph, Chris
Nice.
Dellinger.
Also, just to kind of piggyback off of the last shot, having been taught photography from Matt, it is extremely hard to shoot photos of birds. Oh my gosh. I
In
struggle
fact-
so hard.
In fact, that's one of the modules. So in Educating Steph, that's in the 5-day deal, I teach her all the camera variables, then we do bird photography, model photography. Steph does a boudoir shoot with a female lingerie model, does an action shoot with a male martial arts guy, street photography in Chinatown, landscapes and all kinds of stuff in Iceland as well. So you see her trying her hand at all this stuff. And
Bird photography was definitely the hardest. It was very frustrating. Like, I don't know how you guys get the composition. Anyways, check it out, 5-day deal, guys. All right, so this shot with Chris. Nice. Okay. Let's
we
see.
have balls. It
I
looks
feel like there's
close
just a
to
lot
level.
of legs going on.
Yeah, right?
A lot of legs going on. But yeah, I guess, like, because I don't know too much about soccer, it's really hard to discern, like, I'm assuming the guys in blue, they're defending.
Wow, you're quite the sports person.
I know I'm not. I don't know anything about soccer, guys. I'm sorry. But I mean, it's an interesting shot. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there could be something else here, but
Just a quick 2 cents.
sure.
The shot is what it is. You can't just say, oh, it would have been better at this live event
Yeah.
if it were a different scenario. But talking about what makes for a great sports shot, I think if, and this is all hypothetical, if Eastern number 16, the beardy guy in the front, wasn't there, and you just had the two people kind of colliding, there's good action there, and then the goalkeeper in the back is great. His focus and everything is fantastic. So if it was just those three, I think the whole shot would be less cluttered. You've got the ball there, you've got the defender literally putting his body on the line, and he's like, his legs are so muscular, he's like trying to hold the line. And you've got the goalie in the back as well. It's kind of, his dreadlocks are flying and everything. It's just with number 16 there as well, as Steph said, it kind of looks like a It's a bit. It's like when you see 5-year-olds playing soccer and there's just 10 kids running in a ball, all trying to get the soccer ball.
Yeah.
There's no real positions. It could be the
Now that you
fullback
say
that
that,
scores.
I think it would be better without number 16. But I mean, it's still a good shot. The composition is not bad.
Sweet.
But yeah. All
Okay,
right.
Chris Watson.
Cool. Ooh. Pick.
Give it
Yeah,
to me.
I mean, expression is great. Like usually I feel like it's too close in terms of framing, but I think given I guess the almost like the clay look, I think it works really well with a black background. Um, yeah.
Cool. I agree with the pick. I think it could be at least 2/3 of a stop brighter, but that's personal taste. So I did pick that, didn't I? Yes.
Mm.
Uh, Dave Brandsma portrait.
I feel like
Oh, when you lean over like that on the screen, it looks like you're kind of playing the end of the the flute.
oh
Your
really?
mouth almost lined up with the left of the flute.
Okay. Anyways, I feel like I would want this to be framed a little bit wider. You're cutting off like his elbow or like the person's elbow. I do
I
like the bouquet in the background. It's kind of making the instrument stand out a lot more. But personally, I just kind of want it a little bit wider, just a
Gotcha.
tiny, just a hair.
Agree. I think the elbow doesn't bother me, but actually the up would be better. We'd get a
Mm-hmm.
better sense of the rest of the marching band and the feathers on their head, and the feathers would be a nice accent to this. The back of head for a portrait is an unusual choice, but I think seeing the
Mm-hmm.
hands are where the action is, it kind of could work. Was that 3 for you? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Tabletop photography with Dave Phipps. Shots a little low res. Oh, I should say we had so many entries, guys, that I didn't include ones where you didn't rename the file, sent in a 200 pixel image, that kind of thing. I'm sure you can appreciate when I'm downloading 70 to then I have to go and rename your file, especially when you haven't said what the genre is. That's why it's been left out. Also, if you included something with nudity or see-through clothing when the page said that wouldn't be included, that's also been left out. So it's interesting. I wonder if the smoke is real or photoshopped in.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst it, like, technically fine, but it's kind of hard to tell on such a low res shot because it does all kind of look grainy. Also says this photo was from 2013. Coffee beans smoking in a cup. I don't, to be honest, really get the concept. David Nell, still life. This feels like a still from like a European art house film. Everything's kind of soft and wispy, and again got that silky look to it. The unbearable lightness of being, that kind of thing. There's something I quite like about it. I could see this on. We probably won't have other still lives entered. I am going to give it a pick. I could see this being framed as part of a triptych in a hotel or something like that.
Oh, I was thinking that too. Hotel photos.
Yes, probably tone down the saturation a little though. David Robertson Street. I think the frame works fairly well. I think personally, if it were me, I would have tried to duck down and be shooting up to his face. I think might be an interesting shot, but I think this does work. But I personally, and this is just personal taste, I personally really dislike the edit. I don't like this kind of etch-a-sketch kind of result. But for street photography in terms of timing, I think it works well. It's just you can see the kind of HDR effect. It's all bunched up in it's kind of HDR, kind of not, because you don't have a big dynamic range. It's actually all in the gray tones, but it's got that kind of weirdness going on. Yes. Was that my 3? Yes.
I think so.
Stephanie
Okay.
Denwams.
So, portrait. I like doing the portrait shots because I feel like I have a better understanding of them. I feel like this shot, I can't tell if it's because of the focal length, but she kind of looks like a floating head to me. Maybe it's just the position of how you're taking the photo, because her head is kind of like tilted up and her hair is swooped this way. I think if anything, if her hair was behind her shoulder, it would probably be better. The bokeh is beautiful and nice. Her front eye looks very much in focus. Yes, it is. Um, it's great. I just think like just little details of just fixing things so you don't have just like a floating head. Personally,
Yes,
yeah.
and keep in mind you don't have. This is only at f2.5, but still, the second eye is out. The hair on her neck, which I agree with Steph, the open neck would be much more interesting and alluring. But that hair's in focus. The front eye is in focus. A little band of hair in the back of her head is in focus, but even her fringe is out. I know it's a look, but if it's about her, you might at least want her face in focus. Stephanie, Derwin Josa wants your feedback on his portrait.
Okay.
You're
Oh,
on a
another
portrait
portrait.
rampage.
I know. The chandelier is nice, and I feel like you missed like a pretty good opportunity here by having the model actually like centered underneath the chandelier with the chair. I understand like sometimes when you're at certain studios, you have limitations, so that's perfectly fine. And I think the other thing that's a little bit distracting is the shadow that the chandelier casts on the backside of it. The model's pose is great. I feel like because there's so much room, I'm not sure, maybe she just didn't know how much space she had to work with, but having her stretch out on the chair under the chandelier on like a brown chair like that would look very elegant and beautiful in a shot like this. And also, I feel like it's just, I mean, I think like lighting just needs a little bit of work. It just seems kind of dark.
So,
Um,
having not
but yeah.
opened this one up, I think there's some very weird editing going on. Look at her front shoe and leg.
Oh,
Yeah, all around there.
what is that?
It's There's been a mask done on her to try and bring her up because I don't think it really was lit. So she's been
Oh.
brought up in post, and then the whole
Mm-hmm.
background has been kind of badly blurred out to try and get rid of the curtains. So that's all
Mm-hmm.
been blurred, but leaving the chandelier in and her in. Sometimes a great editor can bring back a shot that wasn't well lit at the time, but everyone is going to be better off actually getting it lit in the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are going to do that kind of technique to bring it up, strongly recommend don't just lift the overall exposure on your entire model. It looks so weird. Use the curves at a minimum to bring up kind of the highlights and midtones, but keep some shadows on them. Otherwise, you get weird things like that front shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And then also be really careful with the blurring because it ends up turning what could have been a cool shot into looking like it was shot with a early generation portrait mode on an iPhone. Or like Steph is now on Skype with her hair being all cut off by the blurred background. Your hair looks lovely, it just looks like you're made of Lego blocks. Cool. I
Okay.
don't know how many you have. You
I
have
think I
one
have
more?
one more.
Yes. Dwayne
Yes.
Thornblad. Pri-
Okay. Oh, Bridge of Spies. Interesting.
so I guess this is
I
a bridge photo then.
I feel like with this shot, I would prefer it cropped in. I could see what you're going for in terms of like the foreground bokeh of like the pillar or like the wooden pole, but it doesn't really do anything for the shot. I feel like maybe just cropping that in, getting rid of that, and like there's there's a little like family on like a little canoe. I think that that's cute. So I think maybe cropping it in and having the pedestrians and the people on the bridge and underneath the bridge to help tell this bridge story.
Agree totally. Right now, I don't think there is an image there, but coming right in on the family, getting rid of
Mm-hmm.
everything else, could make for an interesting shot. Let's see. I'm cropping it further than it really should be cropped, but I feel like there could be a shot in there of, yeah, that's a cute, the dad with his kids out sailing. How nice. Okay,
Yes, the kid with a red hat that sold it for me.
yes. Woo! Eric James Swearingen, and I still think you have a name that belongs in an old Western film. Goddamn, that is a field of poppies or something. That's a very vibrant foreground. So I guess that's like one of the official White House planes or whatever.
Yes.
Aviation. So I'm guessing for plane spotting folks that just getting a shot of this kind of a plane is a big deal, and maybe like the overall composition doesn't really matter. I think the scene is cool and the vantage point having all those flowers. I wonder if going down lower and kind of shooting through the flowers would be interesting, and it might help you then get rid of some of the cars that are over here. If you're at a low vantage point, you could then maybe just have the plane, the tops of a few buildings, and the watchtower. Maybe I'm making it up, but if you could, that'd be cool.
I
F-disc
agree.
photography. Um, I like the pop of color that basically she is bringing with the hair and the tattoos and the nails and everything. Um, I, I don't know. I'll defer to Steph on this one, but I feel like her the angle of her face doesn't really work for me. That maybe you could tell a really strong shot if she were looking off to camera left or straight to camera, or I don't know, that
Yeah, if
it
she
could
was,
become menacing,
yeah.
it could become cute, it could become all kinds of vibes, but right now it kind of feels like lost in thought.
Yeah, I feel like she's also very blown out. It's like heavily edited on her eyes, maybe. But I think because it's Harley Quinn in a small, tight spot, she kind of looked to the side as if she's about to sneak in somewhere with her hand positioning. It would make more sense.
Yeah, it looks like
But
she's like
she's,
climbing a wall or something, but
yeah, but she's kind of like
stopped
just
to,
looking
yeah.
down. Like, is there a bug there? Um,
That's only you thinking that,
yeah.
Steph. Okay, very
Um,
good. Focus Welton portrait.
uh,
Oh,
is that me or you?
oh, have I
Lost
done three
count.
already?
I have no idea.
No, well, I'm doing it. I think I had one
Okay.
more.
Okay.
Um, I like the tones. I like the angle of lighting. I don't know if I would go with black outfit on black background with dark hair and dark
Mhm.
instrument, because whilst her skin tones pop really nicely, this is, I think, a portrait of a violinist rather than of Renee. So seeing it's not about skin, it's kind of about her, if anything, it's about her hands and the instrument. So I'd maybe try and get more of a catch light on the instrument, and maybe, I don't know. I don't know if black is the perfect background for this, but maybe because these people live in a pit when they're performing, maybe it is. But then maybe changing the color of the outfit that she's wearing or something, or
Mhm.
just separating her out a little bit more. Steph Frank Debonis.
This looks like such like an old portrait. I like the style, like the editing, the post that was done on this. The hat, the outfit is very fitting for the look as well. This is like one of those photos that you would see hanging up framed in a house. Like this is your great great grandfather. Um,
Wild Bill Hickok.
yeah, I like it. He has a fabulous beard. The
He
eye
does.
contact is great. Pick.
Agree. I think
Yeah.
everything in the shot works together, the colors, the pose, the outfit, the lighting, the editing as well. I personally don't like the editing, but I think it goes with this theme. So
Hmm.
nicely done. Steph, Fred.
Ooh, is this real?
I think so. I think it's Monument Valley.
I'm just asking because like the sky looks like there's like lines in it, but I don't know if that's
What do you mean? Oh, through this way, yeah.
through like the clouds a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I think
Um,
is that it looks like is it maybe a bunch of shots have been stuck together? I see what you mean. It kind of looks like
you
it's a
see it,
scan
right?
of a photo that's been folded up or something like that.
I'm like, I don't know how nature works, but I don't know if it's that clean of a line in the sky.
I thought
But
there was
the
something
idea,
weird going on that it seems at once high res but low res because it seems you go in and then it just doesn't feel like a high res file. So maybe it was a stitch of 6 shots or something. But
I feel
yeah,
like that would make sense. I feel like the editing was done a little too much in terms of like the rocks. Um,
I,
yeah, I just feel like it's too pink, too
this
reddish.
clarity slider goes up to 11. Final
Yeah.
tap, anyone? Cool
I
scene,
mean, the
I
rainbows are
reckon.
kind of
Just
nice.
yeah, very cool scene. The editing and also the haloing on this guy, just maybe give the edit a bit of a more subtle, careful edit, and you could have something spectacular. Gabriel's equine photography. Stephanie, look at that little horsey.
Ooh. Okay, let me see. Let me see. I like the low angle. I don't know how I feel about the vignette. I feel like the sky already gives enough color and the ground already has that contrast from the sky. I feel like you could have just done enough with that. I feel like the vignette is a little too much for me. Um, and I mean, just the minor thing, just because the pole looks almost close, like it's sticking out of the
Looks like
guy.
he's shish kebabbed.
It's yeah, it's that's like the one thing that I find very distracting in the shot. Um, but I do like the leading lines from the camera to the horse. Um, there's something there. I just feel like the editing it just needs a little bit of work, honestly.
I agree, but I also think I agree the editing's off, but I think without the editing, the photo's nothing. I think if he submitted this not edited, it wouldn't be a remarkable shot. I think the contrast and silhouetting the man and the horse is what's making it, and that they
Mm,
probably would be a bit lost because it's quite a messy scene if it weren't for the vignette. So I agree and.
yeah.
Oh, we've been here, Steph. Do you want to take this one and then I'll take over? Hayata Takashita landscape. This looks like the piers looking across from Dumbo back to Manhattan, but
Oh
could be wrong.
yeah. Um, I like this shot. It's different for sure. It's very interesting. I think the patterns that the lights make and like the wooden pillars in the ground, it is very interesting. I could see this in a hotel. Um,
Actually, maybe I make that the next theme. Hotel, hotel
yes,
pictures,
please. That would be awesome. And then the one after that is like Windows, like the computer
desktop
wallpaper.
backgrounds.
Yes, exactly. I like this. I just can't explain why. I guess I'm gonna just pick it. I just
I
like
was going to
it.
say, I
It's
would pick
different.
it if. That's why I like it. This
Yeah.
scene has been taken by several hundred photographers every day for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
It's hard to get a variety on it. At least this is something different. It's a unique take.
Hmm.
And it could have been an accidental one where he ended the exposure early or picked up his tripod before it was finished or whatever, but at least it stands out.
Yeah.
Um, Next, Ho Yi Chung
Oh.
portrait. Um, it's quite pretty. I like that it's kind of sentimental and kind of has a boudoir theme without setting off any social media or AI triggers. The pose is nice. The only thing I might have fixed how bouffant her hair is to have that not be quite so Marge Simpson. And I might bring the highlights up just a little, but I like it. I'll give it a pick. Do you have any feedback on the posing, Steph?
Just the bra. the bra kind of peeks out on her left side.
Hmm.
It's just like little things like that. And I mean, I feel like if you're gonna go with messy clothes, mess up the hair a little bit more. If you could go with like more cleaner clothes, then like kind of like organize the hair in a way. But I think the pose is great. The hand positioning is really nice. Yeah, my only thing is just the bra.
Excellent. Now, I got feedback from someone that Steph's audio is so loud and I can barely hear Matt. So I have now I hopefully turned Steph down 5 decibel, and hopefully no, you're not doing anything wrong. I think I didn't have it balanced. I actually asked at the
Dang,
start of the
usually I'm
call.
the one that's like quiet.
So let me know, guys. Maybe it was just that one viewer and now I've messed it up. But if that's better, hopefully it is. Leave us a comment. Thank you for the feedback, Stephanie. Ian Burton, sport recreation. This looks like more like a physical challenge than recreation. Um, Actually, in the last one of this, I remember Ian's shot again. I thought was about a stop or two underexposed, and I mean, looking at the histogram, there's nothing in the top quadrant of this. I realize being fogged out, you probably want it a little under, but I do think you could bring it up, even if we just brought up the highlights like this. I think it does help pop, and it also helps bring out the line. Now, I don't know if it's like a soccer ball when you're shooting sports, but is it important to see the end of the line? Because that's just cut off on the frame. It feels like quite a cool shot of him, but I wonder if you brought the whole frame to photographer's left, got out some of the dead space on the right, then maybe we would have where his fly is landing, something like that.
I agree.
Or all the rocks and stuff are really nice as well. So if you maybe walked around to your left and shot more straight at him, you would have a frame that's more on him, less on the misty background. But I think the guy in the shot will probably love it because he's in his element. He's got all his gear. He's up to his waist. He's at kind of peak movement in the shot. Yeah, I think for a sport recreation shot, which isn't a genre that I'm an expert on, I think the timing of the shot is really good. Jerry Dalton, industrial.
Ooh.
Okay, so good to have something different in there.
Yeah.
Some kind of welding or something. I don't know. I'm not that. I'd be wearing gloves. Put it that way. I'm not that manly a man. I like the color tones. I like the green and stuff in the background. Probably it was just like fluorescent lights in the room, and you had to really darken it down so you didn't blow out the action point there too much. Yeah, as kind of a series that you might use for about a workshop or a process for building a car or something, I can see this working well. So we'll give that a pick. John Davies, Milky Way. I don't know if this is mine still, Steph, but I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of a cool shot, but to me, well, one, I don't really know what's going on with the edit. It looks like it's made out of like a cardboard cutout, but it also looks like nothing is in focus. I think maybe you focus beyond, like to infinity and beyond, as Buzz might say, because nothing in the foreground is in and everything has this odd halo that really looks like it's a South Park animation with the cut paper look. And then the sky itself is also out of focus. So I'm not sure what's going on there. In terms of the composition, I think it's not a bad frame, but it does seem to be tilting to the right, and I would probably get rid of some of the road if the other technical issues were resolved. Stephanie. Oh, John Dalston
Puppy!
is the smartest guy. You knew Steph
Yeah.
was coming. You entered a
Uh,
dog photo. Congratulations to this week's winner, John Dalston. We'll just end the stream right here.
yeah.
Okay, before you start, Steph, I'll give it a pick. Please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, you already know. Oh my gosh, your dog is so cute. Composition is great. The focus is there, I can see the little nose.
Here's Steph
And the tongue's
trying to focus
everywhere.
on the photography and being drawn
I
back
can
to the
try.
cuteness straight away.
You caught the pup in the air. Um, hmm, I feel like there's a little bit of like, I'm not sure if it's like a halo to the like, maybe there was like an edit to blur out the background some more. I'm not really sure. I'm trying really hard to focus. But if you look at the dog's left side, so right on, like the right of the picture. I guess like maybe that's like his tail or his back leg. It looks a little funky.
Yeah,
The
I
edit from
think
there upwards,
yeah, it does look a little computational, the blur in the background,
right?
but it says it was done with a Z9 and an F28, but there is something a little odd with the rendering back there. But you, yeah, now that you say it, I can't not see it, the tail or whatever. But if you hadn't pointed it out, to be honest, I don't think I would have noticed. So well done for trying to look past the cuteness and finding it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I
you have
tried.
a pick, sorry. John, now another John. This is Children of the Corn. How are you feeling, Steph? As an Astro picture. Oh, shit snacks.
Oh, Astro.
Pick.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm giving it a pick. I don't know that it's the best shot for Astro, but I just think it's a dope pick. So go ahead, Steph.
It is a dope pick. I like it. It's also different. Um, I'm not really like I don't know how you got the colors, but it kind of works for me. This is wallpaper. Yeah, pick.
Already picked.
Oh.
One more, Steph. Jordan Louis live show.
Oh, a live show. I see. Let's see here. Oh man, this is actually a really nice shot. I do like how you got everybody's action. They're all hunched over except for the one that's censored. And her pose is great. Honestly, if you didn't tell me it was a live show, I would have assumed that maybe you have planned this type of photo shoot. Um, Hick, this is a great live show shot,
Yeah,
honestly.
I really like it too, and I love actually. It's not so much a shot of the show. It really is a show shot because you've
Yeah.
got the stage, you've got the overhead lights and everything. You could go in right on the main star, and you've got a great portrait there. But having all of that really makes it a live show pick. So that's very very nice. I did pick it. Yes. Okay. Was that your three? Do you want one more bird?
Sure,
Kuinkoa.
can do a bird. Birds scare me, but
Kuinokar bird. And this is a big daddy of a bird.
yes, that's a big boy. Again, I commend
So,
all of you nature like bird photographers out there because you guys, I don't even know how you're able to take these photos. It's incredible. Um, it looks like he's in focus. I mean, obviously it would have been really nice to have the bird in the sun. So he's like lit some more. But I mean, I think it's still a pretty good shot. I'm not sure. I don't know if normally the birds would look this bluish. Um, I don't know much about birds, but that's like the only thing. Yeah.
I think it's a white balance issue. The background's a little cool as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's because then, as you said, the bird is also in shadow. But we could probably, by adjusting the white balance, get that closer, but we're trying to keep moving. And then
Hmm.
it, being that it's in the shade and parts are in the sun in the background, if we warm it up, then the background's going to go funky. So one or the
Yeah.
other. Okay, Kubrabrowski Street, pick. Cool shot, long leading line, the second character in the background. I think the framing could be slightly better. I don't love that his toe is right on the edge of frame, but I think it's a
Yeah.
cool shot, and I do think that actually the frame could work better something like this, cropping it in to actually be a portrait oriented shot. I feel could maybe even work better, that all the visual interest of the shot is still in the shot there. and distractions have been removed. But that's how you entered it, so when we get to the end to judge it, that's what we'll look at. Kylie Patterson, wildlife. We got ourselves a little beaver, otter, floofer, boofer. Again, like a lot of the shots, I don't know that it needed the vignette. I think the highlights are really lacking, or the overall exposure even could go up half a shot, half a stop. I kind of like the frame. I feel like the interest though really is the little floofer. So potentially coming in a lot from the top and a little from the bottom, so we don't lose our reflection. I feel like that, well, I probably came in too far on the right, but that's probably a better overall frame, and if you brought up the exposure. But again, this is how it's submitted, so that's how we look at it. So definite potential there, Kyle. Lamar Carter. Here we have the classic cowgirl wearing all kinds of stuff outside her trailer, washing things on a washboard, drinking champagne. That old chestnut. That's the genre. If you'd put that as your whole genre, can't argue. You nailed it.
That is true. Yeah.
I think the pose works fine. I'll get Steph's feedback on that too. I think the background and the left of frame are a little cluttered. You could get rid of whatever that is hanging right on the left of the frame. And I don't think in this shot, the washboard and the bucket should be there. They're just blocking her foot and a distraction. If it were a shot where there's something, like it would tell the story if she were pinning up laundry to have the washing bucket there, but then get rid of the wine glass. I think there's too many things trying to go on here at once. Anything you want to add, Steph?
I mean, I feel like the pose is very fitting for a cowgirl. I would have liked it more to have camera move more left, maybe, to see more of like the trailer, so there's not many poles sticking out of her head. But that's all.
Excellent. Oh, we got another little floofy bird from Lena Falgren. Oh, he's got a name like a bird. Falgren. So you have a little other feather on you. It's probably something you just killed. Nice colors, great focus. It is kind of a messy background, but it just is. I'd probably like to see, if it wasn't super long, how the rest of that feather fell. So having a bit more at the bottom of the frame, and I might bring it, into about there. In my personal opinion, not everything needs to be a 4:3 or whatever ratio your camera is. Magazines print pictures of all sizes. You can print any dimensions to put on a wall. It doesn't need to be a specific ratio. Nice shot. But I think, considering some of the other bird shots we've had already, it will be hard to put it up against them. Leonard, portrait. So here I think the jewelry, the outfit, both match the car. I think for this kind of an old vibe shot, it doesn't need to have quite so disappeared background. It could have a bit more depth of field because we weren't shooting with f1 lenses in the 1920s. What do you think about the right hand placement, Steph?
It looks like Thing from Wednesday, like from the Addams Family. Yeah, that's what I think about. I'm not really sure if that kind of hand pose works for a shot like this. I feel like she should have went with a more elegant hand placement. I feel like, yeah.
It could be that. It could be she was between movements, and this is when he grabbed the shot as well. The photographer grabbed the shot.
Yeah.
I'll do one more because it's also a car one. Boom, motion. So maybe this was meant for the last competition where the theme was motion, but yes, there's definite motion there. challenging conditions to get a really detailed shot. It looks, with nothing else, you've got the haze of the exhaust and everything in the shots. But good timing on the shot. It's pretty clear what has gone on. Yes, there's distractions in the shot, but I think this is kind of event photography, so you got to accept it. Stephanie, support
Yes.
Wurger.
Oh, the Writers Guild of America. Okay. So this was probably during like the strikes that was happening like 2 years ago.
Great framing, having walk in the background.
Yeah. I would just say crop it in from the top a little bit. Geez, we're like crop monsters this
Crop
month,
it
huh?
like it's hot, crop it like it's hot. Give you
But
attitude, crop it like it's hot.
I I like it because of the composition, honestly, because it just says it covers the city and it shows walk. But
Shitty walk.
the editing after looking at it for too long, the pillar on the right side just seems very out of place to me, but I think that's just me being distracted by that.
And I
But
think
yeah.
it's had desaturation in the background. So I think that, there was enough going on here with your shallow depth of field and your great framing without darkening down and desaturating the background. I think for a journalism shot, you don't need to do all that stuff. Your framing was enough. It
Hmm.
goes into being more documentary or street photography when you're doing all of that editing to it. But I think I'm still going to give it a pick for the great framing. Steph, Marcialino.
At first, this gave me like mermaid vibes, I guess, because of the netting. Yeah, I think like the location is a little weird for the pose. It seems like a very sensual type of pose, even the eye contact. Um, hmm, yeah, it seems like a very uncomfortable position, I'll be honest.
Okay, so to be fair
Yeah.
to Marcy here, he entered another shot that was a bit too racy, seeing I'm trying to be really careful now, and
Oh,
he thoughtfully resent this one in. So
gotcha.
this was his backup shot, and the other
His
one was a
backup
more
shot.
straight on shot.
Okay.
Oh, Marcin, Steph, what do you think of the vignette?
Oof, the vignette is like very strong. I feel like seeing some of the other flowers would help make this one pop a little bit more because of the additional colors. But is that a ladybug? Is that a dead bug? Oh no, that's a real bug. Oh my god, it's a bug. Yeah, I think the vignette is just a little too strong for me. That's all. I don't like bugs.
Yeah, I reckon your depth of field is so shallow that probably would have done the job without us needing such a vignette. But let's see. Yeah, the
Oh
background
my
wasn't
gosh.
too messy anyway. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
it can all come up in exposure as well. But definitely quite cool. That must be a tiny flower.
Right.
Oh, Steph, next one.
Oh, twins. Oh. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Okay. All right. I think the shot is great. The thing that's distracting me is the bottom right side. It's like something red
I
there.
guess
I'm not
that's
really.
another person on their tour, their jacket.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe try to crop it in a. No, it's still gonna be there,
It'd be
maybe.
easy to remove.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I
And
like
then
it.
just bring up the
Yeah.
highlights. We've got no whites in the frame as it is right now. Focus is on for the front birds.
How do you
Keep,
level a shot like this? Because not really. It's like
well,
with the
if all
water.
the animals are leaning in the same direction, you can assume that the level's off. But yeah, there's no real guide. I would have
Okay.
done it to what I just did here, but either's fine. But I think the white, the exposure is the best. Oh, Swiston
Okay.
Films gave $5 for giving him a pick. You're welcome, but folks
Oh.
don't think that giving donations is necessary for a pick. It's thoughtful and appreciated
Mhm.
if you're enjoying the show, but it will make us more or less likely to give out picks.
Yeah.
But great shot, fisted films. Um, cool. I don't know whose turn it is next. I'll go. Martin Bett, Wildlife. Who's a little kitty cat? Here, whether it's had
Not
vignette
this one.
added or not, and whether it's underexposed or not is not a big deal because this is a night shot. Well, yes and no. I do think it could go up a third to a half a stop, but cool shot, looks flash lit. I don't see a collar or tag, so maybe this is all out in the wild. So ballsy, cool shot, pick. Martin Bett, Martin Stoll. Getting movement in a dance shot like this is
Ooh.
difficult. I don't get the outfit. It seems a lot, and 3 different outfits in one. But I think the movement is great. I
Mhm.
think if they were just wearing like a flamenco or a dance outfit, it can still be showing some skin and still be sexy. But this kind of feels like BDSM meets Berlin party meets mum's bra. It's kind of, it doesn't all fit together for me, but it's, I think the technique you've put in
Mhm.
here is very cool. So for that, a pick. And then Max Mueller, well, that's gonna make me uncomfortable. Again, exposure, it feels very flat. It feels like an intentionally flat film shot. But it gives me, I don't know, I just feel like by making it so flat and black and white, it takes actually for me the drama out of the shot. It
Yeah.
should be such a dramatic shot, and I think with some color or with contrast, it would be. But as it is, it feels like a historical photo of the moment before someone's parachute didn't open,
It almost
which
looks like it was like composited in almost because of
almost
the
because
lack
of the
of color. Yeah.
separation. Yeah, but
Mhm.
yeah, I agree with Sean. Fantastic perspective. I'd like to see a different edit on it.
Mhm.
Stephanie, Michael De Palma.
Ooh. Oh, this is Astro. Okay, this also has like a slight vignette on it. I'm not against vignette, guys. This has to be, it has to make sense
It's
to me.
there are natural
Um,
vignettes on a.
yeah.
This was probably a
So
super wide lens at night. It
yeah,
probably
that's why
just
I
would.
think this because Astro, I feel like it just works better. I like the reflection of the little lights on the water. Um, yeah, I do like this. Trying to see if there's anything particular to. Is it leveled? I need a leveler on my computer.
Let me
I
know.
think it's maybe off
Maybe
right here.
yeah, slightly, but not that it jumps out at you. You should be
Yeah, it's
taken
not
by the
anything
wonder.
crazy, but I like it. Pick.
Pick and hi CJ. Nice to
Hello.
have you in the room. And man, you're only an hour late. Well done. Good work,
Only.
CJ. Um, wow. Milan Med. This is yours, Steph. But Milan Medek, following on. This is just what you would expect from Milan for a water shot, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just love the style of this. Pick.
All right. Good one. Moving on.
Moving on.
I'll give this one to you, Steph. Then I'll take back New Portroja. Portrait.
Oh, I like the lighting of this. The posing is great. I mean, just a little nitpicky thing. I would have wanted to see more of her eyes, and I think it's because the hairs like cast a shadow on her eyes, and you can't see her eyes as clearly. But that's really the only thing I think.
Cool. Pick. I like
Yeah.
everything about it. Good work,
Yeah.
Roger. Patrick Cooper, Nature Abstract. Uh,
Ooh.
big time gradient on the top left and the side right. Maybe it would be more abstract if we didn't have the bushes popping in at the bottom and it was just
Yeah.
like, kind of feel like it could be a asparagus stalk up close. Um, yeah, if we're judging it by the stated genre, I don't think this is a nature abstract really. I think it's quite clear what it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
an infrared conversion of a paperbark tree with some other smaller trees below it. The infrared gives a cool and distinct look. I'm not sure about the added gradient though. Paul Cooper, we have a statue with pendulous breasts and star trails. Kind of a cool a very cool technique, but I feel like the sky is so psychedelic and then the foreground is so back to reality. Like I feel like if you were down low with like a crazy wide angle lens and then put some interesting colors or light in the foreground, the whole shot could be super psychedelic and trippy, but it feels a bit too lit by car headlights and back to reality on the bottom. But cool, and as a nightscape, I mean, the star trail is pretty cool, so I'll give it a pick. Paul Sblibluski, wildlife, we have some little kitty cats. It's a very nice shot of, I guess, a mum and baby cheetah. I don't know what, there's no real distractions. I think it's a good shot. I don't know that
Mm-hmm.
there's anything that kind of jumps it out as being a spectacular shot. This is a fairly typical, if you get, a shot that doesn't have too many distractions in it. Shot that you could get on safari. Nice that they're up on a mound looking for prey. It's a very natural edit, I'll give it that.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot that have been super over edited, so this is nicely done, being more natural. I'm borderline picking it or not picking it. I've got to take it back to where it came in. I think it's 49.51. Pedro Vidales. Oh, and I don't know where you're from, Pedro, but that sounds lovely and Spanish speaking. I'm going to Peru at the end of this week, folks. So if anyone's in Lima, give me a
Ooh.
shout out. It'll be cool to meet up or have a chat. I actually quite like the whole frame. At first I was thinking it's too wide, but then I like that it's not showing anything, but you get a hint. It feels very natural and real. The footer on the bed is kind of so real. I don't know what I'm even saying, but here the lack of blacks, I think this treatment is similar to the treatment we had on the guy who was base jumping, but it makes a lot more sense here. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know that this needs to be quite such a vertical panel. I think we could bring it in a little, so it's like you were shooting in 16:9 mode by accident or something. I'm not sure that this really works for that format, but I like it. I'll do one more. Oh, so we're having themes here. So now we're having a different kind of portrait. Panel. Peter Howes. Interesting. So shooting down through
Ooh.
all of the bushes. Interesting technique. You may have done what we were suggesting for the Air Force One shot and
Mm-hmm.
gotten rid of a whole lot of distractions. I reckon if you brought up the luminance in the greens, it could help balance the shot a little bit better. But quite cool, and quite an interesting, different take on landscape. So let me give that a pick. And I'm trying not to laugh because beside me is someone setting up their iPhone doing all of the face registration for the sensor. Quite hilarious. Oh, and I'm just going to give this a pick and hand it to you, Steph. Peter Jacoby.
Oh my gosh, it's so derpy looking.
Derp.
I mean,
It's like It kind of looks like a hungover drag queen with unshaved legs and everything the next
Honestly,
morning.
the composition of having so much space to right and left really fits the derpiness
It's just like,
of like the look
what,
of it. So I
what,
feel like it
what am I
fits.
doing?
Yeah, it's like it just woke up like, oh God, what?
It's funny, it's cute, it's no distractions. I mean, I would love to see its feet fully, but it also kind of just works. The skinny little legs in the big dress. It's, yeah, great shot.
Yeah.
Steph, what do you think of this cast and Larson portrait? Kind of
Oh my
reminds me of a
gosh.
younger Greta Thunberg.
She looks like a porcelain doll.
No.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I feel like yeah, I'm like staring into her eyes. Oh my gosh. Maybe the editing was like a little too much where she looks so much like a doll to me.
To me, the
Um,
editing doesn't look like. I don't think it's had a lot of editing. I think that's her.
oh,
And I'm thinking how you're getting lost in her eyes. My feedback would be whoop, bring it right into being a much tighter shot on her face and eyes, less of the knitted sweater, so we can all get lost in those big pools of beautiful blue eyes.
yeah, I don't know. This is just really cool to me. I say pick.
I I hit the button like a second before you said it. I felt it coming. I do think the crop though. I'm
Yeah.
gonna show the next two images side by side on screen, Steph, so you can talk about them and cover whilst I'm away because I need to quickly pee. So there you go. You have
Okay,
Raph
just
and Roland. Please
okay,
just,
make sure you don't have your mic on you.
yeah, I'll mute it.
All right, guys. All right. So, Raphael Swift, nature. This looks like it's maybe a dandelion. That is missing a lot of the spores. Interesting. I feel like there isn't much here because there's not much of like a focus. It's one of those shots that's also got that wispy type of look. Nothing is in focus. It's just very soft. I feel like there's something here, but I'm not really sure. Yeah. All right, next we have Roland Simon Autumn Blooms around a pole. This one, I feel like you could have got a better vantage point. The pole, maybe it was a wider shot for us to see the pole. Um, Maybe it was a lamppost of some sort, but to me, honestly, it kind of feels like a grab shot because you see like the sidewalk. This looks like you may have like just walked outside somewhere and just noticed like, oh, pretty flowers, and then just took a shot. Um, yeah, I feel like there could be something there. Maybe if you went closer and like focused on the flowers, but it kind of does like feel like a grab shot to me. He's not back yet. I can't go into the next shot, guys. Anyways, since I can't go into the next shot because you guys won't see it, do you guys have any questions? How has everybody been? Let me check the chat. Oh, oh, okay. Did you wash your hands?
Oh, good, good, good. I was worried that whilst they couldn't hear me, you could because I still had my headphones on, but I think I was out of range of the computer.
Oh.
Hello, hello. Hopefully everyone's hearing me again. Sorry about that. I had to piss like Seabiscuit. I had too many coffees this morning. Great
Very
feedback.
descriptive.
Yes. Well, I think you've already done four, Steph, but have one more because I'd like to get your feedback on model portraits because you're the posing god.
I'm not opposing God. I just have a
Sorry,
preference.
goddess,
I just have an
goddess.
opinion. That's all. It's not right. It's not like
You have
one
a lot of
way.
experience,
Yeah.
and that's what your opinion is based on. So, hit
Yeah.
us.
I feel like the framing of this, I get it if you have to crop it in just for the safety of like the channel and whatnot, so you don't have too many scandalous posts on here. Um, I just know that this pose is very difficult. I can tell by the look of like her elbow digging into the bed that this is a real bed and this is not a set bed. So keep in mind, guys, when models are posing on beds, like soft mattresses, it is very difficult to hold a pose. With this, honestly, if we were able to see like the rest of her body, it would help. Maybe if she were to lean more on her right elbow and then use her left hand to kind of create more angles above her, that would be really nice. Or even maybe having the camera move either above her or along her hip upwards. But I mean, there's things that you guys could do. But I think that there's just too much light on her chest. Definitely got the edge lighting going on. But if that's what you're going for, then cool.
Cool. Seeing
I
this
feel like
in
I
my
talked way too
image.
long.
No, that's good. Whilst you were talking, I was getting, because I think this is in my series to review. Uh, there's some weirdness going on here. So the face has been heavily retouched. As I went in to check that though, it's like, what is going on with her chin? And then I realized, oh, and her shoulder and around her bra, and then the background, and then also to the left of her hair, the background's been removed. I don't
Oh.
know. There's all kinds of funkiness going on here. The weirdest is probably around the shoulder. So I don't know what has happened, and then the bottom of the chin. It seems like a whole lot has been done editing wise to this, and it all looks a bit off. So I don't know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
It says that it's been upscaled with gigapixels, so maybe that's part of the issue. I'm not sure. Sean Davis, bird in flight. Caw-caw! Now, does this count as in flight? It looks as
I was just gonna ask that, yeah.
touchdown. But anyway, that's your genre, bird in flight. I think if the whole point of this competition though is what's your genre, you choose it yourself, you state it. So you could have put this as bird landing or bird on a stick or blue-headed birds or whatever. But for bird in flight, I think if you entered this into a dedicated bird in flight competition, people might say, well, it's not flying right now, and it would be disqualified. But I think if it were like a yo kind of vibe, birds that are greeting other birds or flexing their guns, then it's kind of great. Or just birds. Great detail on the bird. I really like it as a bird shot, but as a bird in flight shot, I don't know if it's a bird in flight. Sean Codling, still life. This is probably some kind of toy or animation that I should recognize. Is it meant to be like
Star
something from
Wars.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
If you say so. I just saw that because of its little blue.
Pretty sure it's Star Wars.
Nicely controlled lighting, detail everywhere. The reflections are all controlled. As a still life shot, I think that's really well executed. Pick. Sean Vine, landscape. You shall not pass this very, very easy to pass gate. I quite like this. I would bring it in slightly from the bottom and the right. Get rid of some of the brightness of the, what do you call it, sand, and then kind of bring it in so we've still got the right fence posts and the left fence posts and then the you shall not pass. It all feels a little washed out, like maybe it just wasn't shot at the best time of day. I think there's definitely a shot here. I don't know if it were in a landscape competition though that it would shine. It feels like this is some other subcategory within landscape. Let me know,
Yeah.
guys. What do you think? Also, to Bapsy said in the comments, and I totally agree, this is an eye level shot, get lower. Agree. When you see shots that are taken between 5.5 and 6 foot from the ground, they all have a certain kind of look to them, and sometimes being lazy can rob a bit of the creativity of a shot. Simon Ma landscape. So this is a landscape, but I think that having the city in the foreground actually works quite well, but then it would be about urban landscape maybe. So you're seeing this urban sprawl heading up to the mountain. So we've had so many shots that I felt were way over edited and didn't work. This I feel could use a little bit of something. But I also kind of appreciate that it hasn't been overdone. I don't know that it needs quite that much headroom. I'd rather bring 20% down, like tilt the frame down 20%. I know that would put the mountain a little bit central in the frame and you might not want to do that. I actually also think, let me just see, if I brought it down and a bit from the right, I'm going to take off this perspective and let it be a little bit wider. I feel like the sky has the potential to be really cool in this shot. So if let's see how smart it is at choosing the subject. Can it get the mountain? No subject detected. Well, rude. No background detected. Rude. Sky. Okay, can get the sky. You could add some crazy drama here. I would want to do something to the mountain to make it pop as well, so you need to paint that in. But yeah, I don't know if it's better as a black and white, because the shot is so flat, you would have to add you'd need to manually add the contrast, but I do think there's potential here that the sky could be brought to be dramatic without being too over the top. And another one, damn, the birds are killing it today.
Oof.
It feels like the little hands are like excitedly eating,
I
like you were
know.
as you were stuffing prosciutto in your mouth before we started this live course.
Hey, I was like, I didn't have time for dinner yet, guys, okay?
So yes, this one, this one is pretty great. No distractions. Yeah. Maybe the focus is a little back. I feel like the flower's a little bit more in than the wings. But yeah, great shot, bird shot, pick shot, Steph shot, Terry White.
Yeah.
In Australia, Terry White is a chain of chemists, FYI. Steph, what do you think of Terry White's street portrait?
Chemists? Okay.
Yeah, like CVS, we have Terry White.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I don't think we have CVS anymore. They closed.
Really? I thought there was like 50,000 of them.
Yeah. So, hold it. I'll explain later. But yeah, they closed.
Interesting.
Or was it Rite Aid? One of the two, like major pharmacy, like brands,
Dwayne Reed?
Closed. No. Okay. It was either CVS or Rite Aid. Somebody in the chat.
I hope it was Rite Aid, because I think my friend owns some buildings that are rented by CVS.
Yeah, like it's CVS. I don't know. Anyways, I think that this is a great shot. I don't know how I feel about having it in like a white frame for me. And I feel like maybe she's a little bit blown out on her right side.
Maybe.
Just like the tiniest hair. Her expression is great. Yeah. I mean, I think it's good. Oh, it's Rite Aid that closed, guys? Thank you, guys. Yeah, I don't remember. Okay, Rite Aid closed. There you go, Matt.
There you go.
Rite Aid.
Good to know. That was the one I think you told me is quite kind of ghetto in a lot of suburbs. Or maybe just the suburbs that you always take me to. Anyway, let's not get into that.
I
don't
take you to the ghetto? Okay.
What are you talking about? Most of around where you live is a ghetto. Yeah. Admire your countryman's photo.
This is so cute. I mean, obviously you're using natural light, so you can't really do anything about the sun blowing out this little girl's hair. But I think the expression is adorable. Yeah, I don't know. It's really cute and adorable. I don't think there's any.
I think you need to go into puppy mode, Steph. Stop being taken by the cuteness and be constructive.
I'm trying.
It's funny when you think that if it were Mike Smith's portrait, taking a photo of two Vietnamese girls in national clothing, it would be something of cultural interest. Thang Tran probably grew up in San Francisco or something, but if he
Yeah.
were from Southeast Asia coming to the Midwest of America, this could be a cultural experience for him.
Yeah, I
Having
guess
kids who look
so.
different to where he's from.
I
It's
think it would be
great.
better if you could see like the smaller girl's face a bit more.
I think
Um,
that would be good, but it would be enough if you
yeah.
had the bigger girl eye contact
Yeah.
and didn't crop off the top of her head.
Just like a little bit too much on the top, yeah.
And to be fair, if this wasn't cute girls, I don't think you would have said, well, you're shooting in natural light, so you can't help that their hair's a bit blown out.
That is
No,
true,
that's
because they
still
could have
part of
just
your
used the
responsibility.
diffuser. Yeah.
Or waited for a little cloud to come over, or adjust the exposure and then bring up
Or move them
the high
somewhere.
part.
That's true.
Yeah.
That
But still,
is
very
true.
cute shot, but framing's a bit off. And just
Yeah.
missing a connection with them by not having any eye contact.
Hmm.
Todd Maloney. This looks like a screenshot of a photo. We got a black border at the bottom, and it's a JPG.png file. And
Yeah.
is she hiding a phone in her sleeve, or maybe she's got a little thingy
Maybe a
on?
tattoo? What is that? Yeah, what is that?
Anyway, let's not go in there in case it's like a medical thing.
Yeah.
What do you think of the pose and the edit?
Um, I
Actually, now
mean,
that I
the
look at it, the
pose.
hand looks like she is concealing something there.
Yeah, it looks like she's gripping quite hard.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not fully comfortable. Um, she is very young. It almost looks like, I don't know, maybe like a graduation or just communion photo or some sort. Um, I would say maybe control the hair a bit more because the hair is kind of all over the place. And if the clothes are too big on her and she's trying to actually hold it up, it would help if like, I mean, I don't know if she's a model, but for photographers, if you know you're shooting with like people, having some of like those butterfly clips would help. Um, yeah,
Cool.
maybe it is a phone. I don't know.
I didn't want to make a big deal of it because when I zoomed in, I thought it might actually be like a glucose monitor or something like that. Although they're typically on the back of the arm, aren't they? Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I
underarm.
also think because of the environment you're shooting in, the whole white balance is slight, or not the white balance, but the color tint. I think there's a bit of green to her and her outfit that you might want to edit out. Thank you to CJ for giving a donation, whatever you call it, a tip as well. Very kind.
Aww.
That's a late arrival fee. By the way, Steph and I know CJ, so I'm just fucking with him. It's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Hi,
that.
CJ.
I don't know how much a beer costs because I don't drink very much anymore, but that will buy me.
You can get a root beer.
We can get a sandwich, or when I see Steph next, we can get a coffee each or something.
Krispy Kreme.
Okay, calm down, Jesus. We'll come to New York next and get Steph donuts, CJ. How about that?
Hell yeah.
Vince Mickler cosplay. Sorry, Steph, this
Cosplay.
is yours.
Let me look at this. I think I mean, obviously this one's like a lot of fun for you because it's like, it's a Halloween thing, it's a costume. I'm assuming this is Storm from X-Men. I feel like maybe if she was angled more on her like profile and doing that, it would read a bit better. So you can actually see her jawline. And I think she has a cape. I think if you wanted to kind of like add to this, maybe like add some wind to the cape or whatnot.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We must be getting down there because we're now at V and W. Wesley, I don't know how many you've done, Steph. Do you want to do this or do you want me to have it?
Sure. I feel like because the attention is the kite competition, there's too much space on the right side, and you're like right on the edge for the people holding the kites. It would also be a very interesting perspective to kind of like almost be over their shoulder up at the kites. So you have that leading line to the kites. But that's just that's like a completely different shot. But I think maybe positioning, this one is really just positioning, I think, or even cropping in would help the shot.
Totally
And
agree with Stefan. I reckon if
yeah.
you were laying on the ground right here, so you're like shooting up to their arms through the strings up to it, that could be a really interesting shot, and then you get rid of all distractions. But I just cropped in from both top and bottom and the right, so at least this way they're right tight on the edge of frame, the whole thing is, so it doesn't feel completely off balance.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a way that you can save a shot like this when the composition wasn't perfect when you shot it. Good feedback, Steph. And
Cool.
that's actually our last shot.
Oh, that's
Ta-da!
the last one!
So
Hey!
let's have a look. Whilst I'll bring the pics up, and then do we have any questions to take a quick look at before we, question. Trevor, another classic Steph and Matt critique session. Glad I made it. Glad you made it too. Thanks, buddy. We're an hour and a
Thanks for
half in, so
coming.
let's see. I don't see too many questions. Please, if you have any, send them in right now because we're going to jump back in and choose the winner. Steph, I don't know, maybe
For once,
what's the
I
easy?
have a winner.
Oh, sweet. Well, then we're going to have 2 prizes. I'm going to give away a copy of Rebloom. I don't know if I even announced that, but the editing software that I love and use so often. And that's more a portrait prize. And then I'll also give away one of my courses of your choosing. So then let me choose one out and we'll just do it
Okay.
like that. So Steph's giving one prize, I'm giving one. If we happen to choose the same, then I say they just get both.
Okay.
I bet I know what yours is, and then I'm going to end up giving it to them as well. I think it's better that we actually have 2.
Wait, how do you really think that you would know what mine is? Because I'm going based off of like, all right, this one show is like genre and what fits the genre best.
And is it cute?
No,
Okay,
it's
then
not.
what's your winner? I'll go with yours first.
So it's Jordan Louis for live show. For as
Oh,
many times that
nice.
we, for as many times as we have done these like I guess photo review sessions, I have to say this one definitely stood out to me because it's very rare for me to find a live show photo that was like this compelling to me. So really good job.
Agree. Nicely done. And keeping in mind, folks, we're not now comparing what's the best shot versus another person's shot in
Mm-hmm.
just an open competition. We're thinking what is the best representation of the genre that you self-nominated. So if he had entered this as a headshot, it wouldn't win. But
Yeah.
he's entered it as a live show shot, so it's fantastic. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
going for one that I think fits the bill, but is also cute and hilarious, which is Peter Jacoby's Wildlife. That is wild, that is life, that is wildlife, and I don't think I will ever unsee those hairy legs. That's superb. I want to know everything about it. Wow.
I kind
Very
of want to
cool.
save this photo as like your contact photo just
Oh
because
yeah.
of this.
Peter,
Yeah.
can I have your permission to save this as either a phone wallpaper or put it as Steph? Steph and I can have it as each other's
Each
icon for
other.
each other. So it's a great shot. So
This is like so meme worthy.
right? It's like, oh, I'm never drinking again.
Oh boy.
Thank you guys. That was a great show. Thank you to Steph. That was a big commitment of time. I know you've had a crazy couple of days, so thank you for making time.
Yes, of course.
Do check out the next theme. It's going to be, well, I've already announced it. So we'll say controlled light is the next one, but I do think we'll make desktop wallpapers and hotel art as future ones. because they're both fun and it's always difficult to come up with new concepts. Also, please do check out the 5-day deal. As I'm checking the website now, let me see. It's so funny, you can see what I was looking at there was figuring out how to, I wasn't showing the right screen, how to capture Steph's video stream on this. So you can see as we're streaming live, it has 15 hours left in the 5-day deal, and you can see all the things in there. There's some of the people involved, Peter Hurley and FStoppers and Mark Denny and me and more. So I have 2 things in here. In the Pro bundle is the travel photography guide that I filmed in Japan. And then down in the charity bundle is Educating Steph. That's Steph, and I'm educating. And it was lots of fun. So yeah, please do check it out. There's links all around. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Steph. I'll update the live page with details on how to enter the next one and when it will go live. And if you do happen to be in Lima, Peru, then give me a shout out. I'd love to say hi before I head on over.
If you're
Thank
in
you,
New York
Steph.
this weekend, just hit me up.
HBO
I'll
Action
be
Showcase.
in Times Square.
Pick a fight, and who knows, you might end up working with Steph in future, just like Michael Jai White did. Is he going?
Who knows? I don't know if he's going this time around. To my knowledge, it seems like he's like kind of traveling a lot, but I mean, we're going, and
That's
always every year. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. But yeah, check out Matt's Patreon. What other plugs?
Yes, both our Patreons. Steph and I both have Patreons. Steph's is for behind the scenes of Art School Dropouts. Mine's behind the scenes of all my kinds of different shooting. I think that's enough. I'm exhausted. I want breakfast.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to have dinner at midnight.
Say hi to Timmy. Catch you later.
I will. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye.